Alright, here we go with the last tutorial for the assassins. Hopefully I'll have time to do some of the bad guys from the Assassinorum box. But here is the Callidus Assassin all painted up, and I'll just walk through some of the steps quickly. If you haven't seen the other tutorials, I suggest watching those first, sort of skipping steps at the beginning for the ones in the later tutorials. So check out the first one, the Vindicator Assassin, and then check out this if this is the one you're interested in. Okay, so basic base coat on here, so corn red for all the straps, chaos black, or sorry, Abaddon black for the bodysuit, and some silver and that sort of thing. Using some Caliban green on the sword and pistol there, so base coating with that, and nothing too special about that, just using my crappy brushes. Thunderhawk blue, this was actually probably the wrong one. Dark Reaper is the one I'm supposed to be using for this, but I used Thunderhawk blue and realized that later, so I darkened this up just a little bit later. So going around doing some of the muscular highlights. This assassin, being female, has a bit different different muscles and curves and all that sort of thing. So less of the harsh highlights, a bit more sort of gradient highlights on it. Ashen Gray doing the first highlights on all the black weapon stuff. So that's the gauntlet sort of sword thing here, and the pistol, all the black details on that, just getting some edge highlights with Ashen Gray. So the idea being have a couple different blacks and grays, sort of the brown gray or normal gray is on the pistol, and the blue gray is on the suit. Screaming Bell, highlighting on the pistol there, just some of the details on it, going around all of that. Runefang Steel, highlighting up all of the metal bits now, so going over those, the tip of the gun there, all the gold bits get a little bit of Runefang Steel as well, just trying to do some very, very sharp highlights on all of the metal. These cables here, just kind of brushing over things quickly. And that's about it. Evil Sun's Scarlet, I didn't actually use this, so skip that. Okay, Pink Horror, highlighting up all of the belts and strapping here, as well as the big ponytail. So the pink doesn't really come out that pink when you do it just sort of really fine highlighting here over the red, which has been washed with black. And then what's going to happen after that, once I finish up all of the hair, is bloodletter glaze is going on the hair. So you can see it's nice and bright, and a little bit of red glaze there, and make sure it's a nice thin coat, not like a wash, so I get all the pooling out of there. And that just brightens it up a little bit, but it preserves all the highlights. Warpstone Glow for the first highlight on the green stuff here, so the sword and the gun. So the way I do this, the power swords, is kind of alternating sides here. So I'm doing the tip and the base on that side, and I'll do the middle on the other side. So I thin my paints right down and try to do a couple of glazes, let it dry, do another layer, and that sort of thing, work it up. Moot Green, so just continuing on with that highlight. Just a smaller area and a couple of glazes, and you kind of pull the paint towards the direction that you want the deepest color. Where you're in the middle of the blade, it's a bit harder because you don't have the end to pull against, so you're trying to pull it up and towards the middle. And then a bit of white scar highlighting up that finish and giving it a couple dots on the eyes here. I fix that dot, it's a little big. I do that off screen. And then doing some sort of reflection type thing on here. So a couple vertical or diagonal lines, kind of random, as if it's shiny. And then I'll do along the length of the blade here. Okay, Dawnstone for the next highlight on the pistol grays and that thing on the gauntlet type thing. Just trying to get really fine edges on those. And these are all the same basic colors that I've used for all my assassins, so they're all going to kind of look the same and go together. And then finally a Fenrisine Gray highlight on the bodysuit. So trying to get the sharp edges as well as areas that would have a nice strong reflection. And the trick, which I'm not doing so well on that knee, is to get the right consistency of paint. So thinned a little bit, but enough of a thickness to it that you can get a nice sharp line first go. So I think I fixed it there. Yeah, getting a nice sharp line. So I'm going to go around the whole model and try to pick out all of the raised sharp edges that would have some sort of a glare off of them. So things like the calves here, I don't know if I'm going to show that. There you go. And you can see the finished pictures on my blog. There'll be lots of close-ups and that sort of thing. And you check those out and be sure to leave a comment or question in the comments on YouTube or on my blog, whichever you prefer. And yeah, check out all the other Assassin tutorials if you haven't, and give some suggestions for what you'd like to see next. Hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time.